Hey everyone, thanks for watching another video. This is to the mom entrepreneurs out there. I've been following a particular brand for a while, and then she kind of went ghost, and I was just kind of like, oh no. And I really felt kind of bittersweet because I was like really interested in her products and in her journey, even though her products and services, or I wouldn't say services, but her product really didn't I didn't need it. But I think at the time, what was it? Were they new mom self-love kits or something like that? Um Boxes, like self-love boxes. And I was like, well, I'm not a new mom, but I might buy one just for fun. And I kept going back and forth. And then, you know how like you literally like stuff can sit in your online cart, or, you know, like where it's just kind of falls by the wayside, but you kind of regret not ever pulling the trigger and supporting where you could. And then, you know, they kind of ghost, and then they come back and you're like, oh my God. And they say they've been through things, life happens, but they're excited to bring the business back. They've rebranded, blah, blah, blah. And then you're just like, it's more about that they're okay, that they're doing well, that they're back at it, that whatever it is that their passion is, what wakes them up in the morning, and, you know, what they love creating or providing or doing, is what they're back at doing. And so I wanted to add that, like, it's not about, I know that entrepreneurship is really hard. Like, at the end of the day, having a social media presence, having a YouTube, having your Etsy shop, packing up and setting up at farmers markets and expos and things like that, it's a lot of work. And you need the money, you want the money, you want to make sales. But when you are behind the brand and you're part of the story of the brand and you build that audience, it really becomes more about you, why you started, how you do what you do, why you do what you do, what your inspiration was, your children, your family. And not to get like you want to become an influencer, or you're trying to have like a cult following or anything like that, but it just adds a special touch to people who prioritize buying Black, buying from women, buying from minority women, buying from mothers, buying local, buying handmade, handcrafted, buying things that really have intention behind them, buying things that really have a story, so that when typically it's a gift, or you're just, even if you're buying it for yourself, you just have this certain pride about where you spent your money and where you invested. Basically, it really is an investment. And for the ones that are really conscious, they know that that energy, that giving, that currency, like circulating it around to someone where it really does make a difference. Target don't need any more money. We all know this. We all have a Target problem. I know I do. But they don't care if I ever shop there again. I may be their target audience. They have Starbucks for me. They have all the things. They got that dollar section. They have all the things. They know how to get you. But Target's not going to lose any sleep. Now, if we all band together and boycott a Target for whatever reason, then they might say, okay, what do y'all want? You know what I mean? But no, I think about how it feels so good when I buy things with intention, with history. Thrifting comes into play. Again, where you're just like, you know, where in the world could this item have been? Who could it have belonged to? You know, what was going on in that time frame? What energy is in it? And now it's mine. Now I can enjoy it and say, yeah, I thrifted it. It was worth this much. I got it for this much. You know, it's fun. It's exciting. And so I know the feeling that I feel when I think back on my product line, even though my business idea is no longer a part of who I am as a mother now. I'm not in that anymore. I'm not a breastfeeding mother anymore. I definitely don't have postpartum needs, and my postpartum depression I've moved past that. But there are always going to be mothers that need that. So the ones that have those goods and services, you know, don't give up for them. You know, we need that representation. We need unique things that are your gift to the world. And I look back on, even had I kept with it and toughed it out, How could my business and my products have evolved with in the new phase of motherhood that I'm at? How could that have expanded into some of the other ideas? How could it have morphed? Because there was a time when I was really, really big into co-op and cooperatives and things like that, co-working. So I had a vision, and I was inspired by WeWork, and there's a couple other ones where, it's like a business hub, where it was mom friendly. Women could come and have business space, conference space, recording space, study spaces, whatever they needed to be successful if their homes environments didn't have the setup for their businesses. And you got kids too. You tie that all in there, it can get a little tricky. If I bring you up here, you have to be quiet. So what I envisioned was, again, a hub for women and mothers that was professional, still very professional, but family oriented, with all these amenities and services around, just helping moms simplify their responsibilities and their businesses. And then the icing on the cake would be a collective store with very reasonable fees, or some type of exchange where it's a shared stored space. You don't have to, the dream is to have a space where you can sell your stuff. And I know the internet has Etsy and Facebook Marketplace and all, and you can have your own shop, link it to your Instagram and your website and all these things. I get that, but I am old school. I love a brick and mortar space. I love going in, touching, feeling, trying things on, talking, meeting new people, getting a business card, taking pictures. That's me. But overhead, costs, and rental fees and all these things, and location, knowing your demographic, what, when, where, how, all those things can be very, very daunting and very, very expensive. Is it going to make sense? But if you came together, if my products and your products and your products and your products and your products all came together, and we were in the space together, and we had events, and we had book readings, and we had business launches, and speakers, and whatever, it was a multi-use space as well as a store. What are the possibilities? How much more could we do in our creativity, in this with this collective? And think of it like a gift shop, or again, we're not bulk buying from overseas. These are our own curated, handmade items and things that we have produced and brought together, and we're selling together, and we're all benefiting, we're all winning. That was a vision for a very, very long time. But the avenue that I was going for validation, funding, and approval was very traditional and very rigid. And also, too, what was going on in my personal life it did not go well together. It wasn't in alignment with what I was saying I wanted to be and the woman that I was. So that won't gonna work. I had to grow up. I had to mother myself. I had to mother my children. I had to get right within. I had to move several times. I had to get settled. I had to find myself. I had to plant roots in ways that I wasn't aware of at the time. And so here I am, full circle, like always with that dream in the back. But nursing can be number one. I mean, that'll tie into another video where you don't have to be one thing. You don't have to be one type of woman. You don't have to be, there are no rules, there are no definitions, there are no badges and capes and hats and things that you have to pick one. You don't have to be. No one is one way. And isn't, there are dimensions, everything is 3D, 4D, all this stuff. Everything is, complex. And there's an inside, there's an outside, there are layers. We are the same way. I refuse to now believe that I have to just be a mom, just be a partner, just be a student, just be a nurse, just be a creative, just be business oriented. And what does business look like? Business looks like, conferences and black suits, gray suits, and business casual. And happy hour with middle-aged men. Here's my business card. I'm interested in women's collectives and self-care and self-love, and call me if you'd like to collaborate. That ain't my circle. That ain't my world. But that's where I was going outside of myself to find the answers and find that ain't it. Find the strategy, the way. I don't need to go to Bank of America for funding for anything. They don't need to see my business statements, my bank statements and my business credit and all that stuff to tell me and allow me and enable me to do what is the creative side of me, what is the dreamer side of me to do. There are so many other ways to, there are so many other ways to go about that. And we have to be able to see the abundance and the provision around everything. You have people that sit on here, go live, and people give them money. They donate. Why? Because they like them. We like you as a woman, mom, entrepreneur. We're going to like you. We're going to care about what you got going on. The product and the services come later. You build that trust. You show up authentically. You don't have to tell your business and saying I'm going through a divorce, or you don't have to take it that far if you don't want to. We're going to support you either way. But knowing what's behind a brand or service makes it more relatable, makes it more like, okay, what makes me want to buy from you versus Johnson & Johnson, blah, 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 blah. Now, I can say, well, I wouldn't always necessarily go to Johnson & Johnson first because of the ingredients, because of, animal testing, whatever. But I want to know what's in your stuff. I want to know where you get your stuff from, blah, 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 blah. So use that to your advantage and be encouraged, and just it takes time with everything. Your business is not going to be some overnight success. You're not going to be the next, Fenty and what are them celebrities come up with this time. You already know what Rihanna had to do to build up what she got so that now if anything she drops gonna sell. Now, there are no limits to your success, but it takes time. Just like you take time and you trust in your 401k and you trust in your children's college fund. Invest in yourself. Please don't quit on us. We need you. I'm all up in the Kool-Aid. I want to know what y'all doing out here. Where can I buy? Where y'all going to be? What expo? What hub? What live? What who you collaborating with? What are you making now? What are you rolling out now? Because there are people out here that are for you, that look like you, that can relate to who you are and what you're going through. We are mothers. We are nurturers. We are the healers. We are the creatives. We are the lovers and the fun ones. We are the beauty and all of the things. You know what I mean? And so I already know how I get down. When I see someone that identifies what I'm into, I'm going to be like, yes. Her line is going to DC. Her line is going to New York Fashion Week. Her brand is built this. It's going to be in this store. It's going to be here. It's going to be there. Keep going. Show us your progress. Show us, show us everything. I want to see it all. Whatever you feel comfortable in previewing us to, if that makes sense. But I was so glad to see this particular brand back on the market. I love when I find new creators, new YouTubers, really unique niches of interest and things like that. So it's like, we're out here doing it. It's for us. Keep going, So I hope that encourages you, mom entrepreneurs out there. I love to see it, and can't wait to hopefully touch energy, touch in some way, somehow, sometime in some realm, if nothing else, we just say hello, or I'm able to buy and do a review, whatever. But I wish you all the best of luck in your ventures and your goals and your ambitions and all the things for you and the babies. So until the next video, peace. Bye.